Welcome back to Greenhorn Live on this absolutely lovely Friday.
We have 3 news stories, beginning from the disconcerting reactions coming from teachers to Teacher Appreciation Week, voting availability sweeping through Springfield, and logging games.
The 2024 elections are coming in November, but Springfield High School students are preparing early. Students who will be 18 by November got the opportunity to register to vote at the high school's office. This is preceding an upcoming vote on the Springfield School District's 2025 budget on the 21st of May.
I wanted to let you know that on May 16th from 10:45 until noon, we have the opportunity to have Denise Hunter, who everyone knows through the Booster Club, and she's a member of our school board, so she's going to come and set up a table down in front of the main office, and anyone who's at the age of 18 by May 16th can register to vote, and that's an important opportunity that used to be done years ago in the high schools, and we're kind of trying to bring that back now because voting is a privilege and we should all take advantage of it.
Or I will register to vote when I can. I still have a few more years until I can do that. I think voting is very important, especially when there's a lot of split in the country. I think it's important that everyone's voice is heard.
Registering to vote and voting, it is so essentially important and critical.
I believe it's very important to vote. Whether you're going to vote against or for something, it doesn't matter. Your input is being put into that vote.
Every time you have an opportunity, it is a privilege, even though it can get complicated and problematic with all the gerrymandering and the assault on voting rights. We still need to vote, all of us, every one of us. It's so important. It's our part, and only part of our part, because there's much more than just voting that we should be doing. We should be active in trying to bring about positive change and making this a better nation and a better world.
Last week was centered on the appreciation of teachers. However, teachers and staff didn't feel as appreciated as they hoped. With the school budget drop and a surge of teachers being out last week, it would be assumed that the teachers would feel burdened. Despite this issue, a few students have tried their best to show humble recognition to teachers and staff all around the school.
I appreciate all the staff members here. They help us with school and any anxiety problems that we have.
I think the timing of Teacher Appreciation Week has been really hard this year. It's coming in the midst of our failed budget vote, and there's a lot of negativity online around the school and teachers in general.
My Teacher Appreciation Week goes to Prof. Allen, Mrs. Graham, Ms. Wazlico, and Mr. Aiken. Those are my 4 teachers, and I'm very glad I have them as teachers.
It just kind of feels like a thing that there's a Google Doodle about it.
So I feel like Teacher Appreciation Week is nice, but I wish there were things that were recognized throughout the year and not like a week.
I generally feel pretty appreciated every day by my students, so that's always nice. And shout out to Emily Holt, who made delicious red velvet cookies for all the teachers and passed them out, and I thought that was a really nice thing that she did.
I gave all my teachers that I had a $5 Dunkin' card. I just thought that'd be a kind thing to do. There's more to this relationship than just teacher-students. Good to appreciate. Teachers are people too. They enjoy these gifts that you get them.
And off to the sports desk.
From notches to boring, the game of logging is a tradition that has extended for numerous years across the United States. Coming up, the sports desk here at Greenhorn Live looked into the skills it takes to compete in the game of logging and what competitors learned from it.
Game of logging is an industry credential around tree cutting and felling and safety and accuracy. This event is a culminating event where students are testing their skills.
My interest here is getting knowledge to know how to cut down a tree, like other arborist skills.
Speed cut, which is speed and accuracy, so it mimics cutting off a log clean and accurate. We did what's called a big stump, which mimics boring in from both sides of the tree and part of the felling process. We did a bore cut through a narrow piece of wood, which tests their skills in boring into the tree, plunge cutting into the tree. Distance they can only poke out of that cant, that squared off log, by a small amount and not go all the way. And then the spring pole, again, was that bent over pole. Inevitably, when you cut a tree, you bend over another tree. If you just cut that any old way, that's coming up to whap you. So there's actually a safe technique to calculate to relieve that tension safely. Precision stump that we see behind us mimics exactly the notch cut, which is open to 70 degrees or more, no bypass, extra cuts, a certain depth into the tree.
It was pretty hard, pretty tough. A lot of people don't really know how much really goes into chainsaw cutting. It's a lot more complicated than people really make it out to be.
They have to compete, you know, in front of everybody else, right? You're running a saw with 40, 50 people watching you, and it's a good test of your skills sort of all coming into one.
The winner of this competition was Trenton Fletcher from Bellows Falls. He was awarded a chainsaw with a value of $800. And that's all from the Sports Desk. I'll see you all next week. Back to you, Sasha and Keegan.
We will welcome you back to Greenhorn Live next week for a whole new batch of news. And yes, the boys' bathrooms remain closed.
See you next time.
Signing off.